Welcome followers, and thank you for returning. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at doing something a little bit different. So I'm going to talk to you about Normandy hedgerows, also known as a bocage. So we talk about a few fun facts, how it played a pivotal role on D-Day, and video and drone footage I've taken myself. Now, the video I've taken is east of St. Lo, and I do apologise that it was a rushed video. Due to the fact it looks a bit odd, people wandering around woods and bushes with cameras. So, but please bear with me and we'll go through it. So we're talking about this video footage then. So this was taken around Hill 192, which was taken by the American 2nd Infantry Division on July the 11th, 1944, as it was an important observation point for artillery. Now you can see I've put a picture of a Google Maps picture on the video, which you can see the diamond-shaped woods in the bottom right-hand corner, and that's where we're talking about. So it's just south, I believe, of the actual monument of Hill 192. But you can see in my video how close the other hedgerow was. How, you wouldn't have seen the enemy. The enemy would have been concealed and waiting. So you wouldn't have known they're there. You wouldn't know how far away they were. You wouldn't know if they were on the other side of the bush. So it would have been a quite scary thing, I can imagine, especially at night time. So it played a pivotal role on D-Day with its sunken lane and high hedges, as it was an amazing natural fortress for the German defenders. They had great concealment, not just from artillery and small arms fire, as well as the elements. If it's raining, they've still got a bit of cover to get their heads down. So the casualty rate was high on both sides. It lasted from 6th of June till late July 1944. I've read books where soldiers have quoted saying it's the worst country they've ever fought in. And you've got guys that have fought in Italy, possibly Burma, and they're saying it's the worst country they've ever fought in. So that must say a lot, especially coming from the veterans themselves. So you imagine on D-Day, June the 6th, 1944, Allied soldiers have landed, paratroopers have dropped, and they're coming up against these hedgerows, which are potential ambushes. It's a deadly obstacle course, and it just clearing the hedgerows would have been an absolute nightmare. And we'll look at now then original American footage of them fighting through the hedgerows or on the hedgerows. And you see it in their face; they just look tired and exhausted. It would have been absolutely immense. Well, if you haven't seen my France/Normandy videos, I suggest you go and have a look at them, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about, especially the drone footage. So if you look at my drone footage in this video, this is just outside of St. Mary Glees, but you can see in the far distance Utah Beach. You can see the sea, so you can see they're not actually that far away. That 82nd Airborne and 101st Airborne wouldn't have been that far away from Utah Beach, 5 to 8 miles. And especially fighting all night, and then you can hear your own tanks, your own men, and you can, the 4th Infantry Division coming through. It would have been such a relief, especially with the tanks after they made them into rhinos. So they welded beach defences onto the front of Sherman tanks to take on the hedgerows, just because of how dense the hedgerows were. And it would have been a sniper's paradise. So yeah, like I said, we're going to look at the American original footage now, and I will leave that thought with you, but just something different, and I hope you enjoyed it, and please check out my other videos.
Terrain immobilized the mechanized power of the ground forces.